Hi guys, Merry Christmas. So I wanted to hop on and just say Merry Christmas and and if you I know for many years, I think back in 20 I always say 2017 because it really is 2017. But back in 2017, I remember when it was Christmas, I was alone. I had just broken up with my ex-boyfriend or whatever, and we lived together. And I remember carrying my plants and everything because I moved. It's really weird because I moved into an apartment across the street from him because it was just easier to move. And so I remember walking in the rain, carrying all my stuff, feeling like S word, and just crying my butt off. And we had broken up, and it was a holiday season. And I think at that time, my my parents went to Vietnam, and then my sister was going through her divorce, and then she was like spending Christmas with her new boyfriend's family. And me, I had nowhere to go. So I spent the holidays by myself and I was super sad but I just wanted to come on and just say Merry Christmas and that you're not alone. And that this could be the slowest time, but it's only getting better from here. And trust me when I say this, because it happened to me. I thought maybe I would spend more Christmases alone. I think I did like two Christmases alone. But yeah, it gets better. And maybe that's the time. And Christmas is just like a holiday. It's just like any other day. Maybe that's the day you take the time off and just be grateful for all the stuff that you have, or you just indulge yourself in movies. I know the one movie that I watch every year because it just reminds me to be grateful for my health and all the things that are working out for me. And just because I'm alone at Christmas, that doesn't mean anything, right? It is what it is. I used to watch this one movie on Netflix. It is the best movie to watch. It's funny, it's uplifting. I think it's called Mr. Klaus. It's Netflix made the movie. So if you're alone for Christmas, I recommend you watch that. It's very light and fun. Yeah. So I want to say Merry Christmas. And then I wanted to give advice because someone had written in my comments that how about I give advice to men? And I just thought this was really funny, super funny. Um, and I find it super funny because I've tried to give advice before to men. And just FYI, this is a girls' channel, a woman's channel, where I just basically give you dating advice. And this is like stuff that I would tell my daughter. So this is nothing, I have no ulterior motives. It's just my true honest experience and what has worked for me. But yeah, so like I remember, and this is advice for guys, okay? So one of the questions was like, what are the red flags for women when you're dating as a guy, right? So what are the red flags? I can give you a list of red flags, okay? But here's the thing with guys, and guys, don't like lie to yourself, be honest. When a guy likes a girl, you can tell the guy every bad thing about the girl. It's not going to go through their head. It's really not because they like the girl. Their hormones like the girl. And um they just won't listen. And the way I have experienced men is, well, like, especially with the red flags, is they just have to experience it. So I'm really sorry to say that because I can give you, and the reality is, you yourself know what the red flags are. Come on, you really do. But you choose not to listen because you actually really like the girl. And that's true. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have to learn through experience, which is fine. And the reason I came to that conclusion is like, okay, so I had this one friend. He was a doctor, he was super successful. Hella girls liked him. Like he can have any girl he wanted. And he owned tons of property in the Bay Area. He was just the kindest guy. He used to go to Vietnam and do like all these like medical trips where he would like donate stuff and help kids in Vietnam and stuff like that. Heart of gold, such a stand-up guy, very strict about his like values. Okay. And so he dated a bunch of women, but none of them like really clicked with him. But then there was this one woman. She was from Vietnam, but I think she had gotten married and then she was able to come to America and then she divorced the guy. And the word on the street was like she had used the guy to come to America and she was like a gold digger, right? And that she had done all this like messed up stuff and she was just using guys and other guys knew that. And maybe I think one of the incidents was like one of the guys knew of a real life incident, and there was just so much rumors, and then some of it was true. And so he actually locked eyes on her and he ended up like dating her. And guess what? They got married and they have two kids, and now she has like two different businesses, all with his help. But when they were dating and all these people were telling him this stuff, he didn't listen, did not listen. I'll say that again. He didn't listen. Okay. So that, just remember that. And then I'll give you another story. I had a friend, he was dating this girl. He was dating this girl in China. And I think, no, 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 sorry. She was in college. She was from China and she was here on a like a learning visa for university. And he dated her and they shortly ended, but she wanted to stay in America. Okay. So like showed up at his house and was like, I have no job. I love you. And she was saying all this crazy stuff. And I told my friend, I'm like, hey, this is a red flag, like what if she's just using you to stay in America? And what if she's just like, maybe she just needs to go back home and you don't really care for her, right? And then he was like, no, like I feel like I'm obligated. And he was like, yeah, I do like her, stuff like that. She promised like she would take care of me, stuff like that. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I tried to tell him, like, break it off, like, move on, right? But guess what? He stayed with it. He got married. He moved to Seattle with her. And then later, you know, she she broke up with him and then they just like kind of went on their own separate way. Um, but yeah, it's just the reality is uh guys don't listen. So if they like somebody, they like somebody, and you just have to let them do their thing. Okay. So guys, when you ask me for red flags, I bet you I can tell you a bunch of red flags, and you're not gonna listen to me. You're just gonna date her anyway, and you're gonna make an excuse. So, yeah, that is my video answering the person's comment about give advice about dating for men and what are the red flags in women that you should watch out for. Anyways, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and that you have a beautiful life for the next year, building on, all the things that you wish. And I hope that you have the best love that you've ever wished for. And, for me, I went from like spending Christmas and holidays alone to now having my husband and my daughter to share it with. And yeah, I'm just so grateful that I've grown into a better person. And I hope that, this will be your last Christmas alone if that's what you're wishing for. And really indulge yourself in all the things that you love, whether it's movies, reading, going out, walking around, looking at the Christmas lights, because, you have this gift of life and, you're not going to waste it. You're gonna live 20 lives in 1 year. That is like my goal. Anyways, or maybe you start like writing down your New Year goal. Anyways, I will catch you guys later. Merry Christmas.